Welcome back, and if you're new here, we're Johnny, Adam and our Labrador Benji. Join us as we embrace a new chapter settling into our 1850s stone cottage in the heart of Scotland. We've traded in our modern new build life for something slower paced, surrounded by peaceful views, wide open spaces and endless walks for Benji. And we're excited to share this journey with you.
Okay, so I've got 5 minutes left on my lunch break, so I'm just going to quickly talk you through some of the areas of the cottage, because I feel like we haven't really done a tour of any of the spaces for a while. I've been focusing so much on the outdoor space before winter sets in. One of the hot topics at the moment is the spiral staircase. As you know, we want rid of this one. As much as I said in the video when we first moved into the cottage how much I liked it and it had a certain charm and everything, it's really just not practical. It's difficult to get furniture up there. Upstairs, up here at the moment, is currently my office, and every time I'm coming up these stairs with a cup of coffee on the morning, I always bang my shoulder on this beam here. So, you know, I'm kind of coming up with my coffee, and then this beam here, boof, every single time, and spilling my coffee all over the place. So some of you have suggested some really, really good ideas, and we've considered all of your ideas. Unfortunately, a lot of them just won't work. And I think the problem is, until you're physically in this space, it's difficult to figure out the layout and how you can have things. So one of the issues we've got is upstairs. Obviously, as you probably remember from a previous video, this was 2 cottages knocked into one, and you can see that strange step up there. Obviously that used to be where one of the other cottages is, because the cottages were on different levels, they kind of sloped down. So, and we've got rid of the church thing. Where are we? We've got rid of the church thing, that's gone. Well, it's still there, but we've just removed it because it just wasn't practical to get around that. We've still got those little steps at the moment, but I'll come to those in a second. So in terms of layout, so up here, this big beam, above this in the attic space is a huge 3-foot thick stone wall with a chimney breast. So I'm guessing this was the dividing wall between the 2 cottages back in the day, and I'm assuming they knocked this wall down and there's a massive girder up there to hold the stone wall that still sits above it in the attic. So my office up the spiral staircase, it only goes as far as here. So some of your ideas have been to basically move the spiral staircase to that side of the living room. But you can see the issue, we can't. Because if we move it to this side of the living room, it's no longer giving me access to the room above, my office. Instead, it would basically only give us access to the empty attic space directly above. So above here, the attic space runs across this section of the living room, all the way across the master bedroom to the other end of the cottage. And that's just an empty attic space that we're currently using as storage. So if I come this way, again, you can see this big beam here. On the other side of this, upstairs, is my office. So we can't have the staircase here, because that would mean knocking the stone wall in the attic down, converting that into part of my office space, so it kind of flows through. But then, as I said, because the cottages step down, they're on different levels, you'd have to have steps going down, and there wouldn't be enough height for in the ceiling in this part. So yeah, tell you what, if I spin the camera around, it might give you a better idea. So here we go. The dividing what was once a stone wall. This side, above there, is just the attic. Spiral staircase is there. And up there is my office. So we can't move the staircase to that side. And just another view from here. So some of your other ideas has been get rid of the spiral staircase and have a conventional staircase. The problem with that is, again, the opening has to stay more or less in the same place. So that would mean the staircase coming down here, which there won't be enough space because obviously there's a door there. So we'd need to have it coming down here a little bit. It'd be quite a steep staircase, and then it would probably need the last 3 steps, for example, would need to come out into the middle of the living room. So that's not going to work either, because you're still going to have this big staircase in the middle of the room, which isn't practical. In fact, potentially that could end up taking up even more space if we have a staircase coming down and then out like that. So that's not really going to work either. One of your other ideas was to, and an idea Adam was considering, is could we knock my office, which is above here, into Adam's workshop, which is through above the kitchen, which is just down there. But the problem again, as you can see, it's a different level. You've got a few steps leading down there, which would mean knocking it through that way, but then you'd have steps going down, and the roof in Adam's workshop is going to be lower than the roof in my my office. That sounds like it's going to be a really expensive task to do that, because it means it means a lot of work. So we're still stuck with this staircase for the time being. I know you guys would love to see this go. We'd love to see it go, but we still need access to the upstairs for the time being. Okay, and the other topic for debate has been what to do with this area here. So if you remember one of my previous videos where I created some mock-ups of my ideas for the interior design, how I was going to have it, this was meant to be a cosy whiskey snug, but a lot of you had suggested extending this step out. Remember, this used to be the next door cottage. That's why there's such a big step, because of the different levels of the cottages. So a lot of you suggested extending this area out to make it a little bit more usable, because you can see, you know, it's really quite tight up here. You know, it's a big step. Obviously, I'm not going to stand on these because these are Benjamin. Labrador's being extremely squeaky with his squeaky toy. So the spiral staircase is the stairs of death. We've nicknamed this the steps of death because they're currently not fixed, so I'm not going to stand on them. So you can see we've got this massive step up onto the other level, which, you know, it just doesn't work. Let me just turn the camera around. So you can see how much of a drop that is. Anyway, a lot of you have suggested extending this space out to make it more usable, because it's quite a narrow walkway. It's just not really safe at all. That's our drinks cabinet. So, you know, if me and Adam have had one too many whiskies and then we step back and boof. But also, by extending this space out would make these windows more usable, because you can see there's quite a drop to the windows to try and reach them. And also this window here is the same. Well, we would extend out and we would probably have like storage cabinets or something underneath to make good use of that space that's otherwise wasted. And we'd swap those steps out for some nicer steps, probably wider steps that run all the way along here, seeing as though, you know, this is the hallway from the main door. But the problem with extending this out is that at the moment we've got a nice high ceiling here because of that drop, which means eventually we want to swap these pendant lights out for nice vintagey style pendant lights, and we'll have a pair of them hanging here. However, if we extend this platform out, we're probably not going to be able to have any low hanging pendant lights, because it will make the ceiling height too low for you know, any kind of hanging pendant light. We'll probably end up banging our head on it as you're walking around on this extended platformy bit. So the options are: don't extend this space and keep the nice high ceiling so we can have nice vintage pendant lights, or extend this space and then we'll probably have to go for a light such as this one. So you can see here the height of the ceiling in the hallway is not very high. You couldn't really have a low hanging pendant light here because you just bang your head on it. That and the fact that you wouldn't be able to open this cupboard door either. But you know, that's an ugly light. That needs to go. But you see my point. We can't have anything too low on the ceilings that are low, and I worry that by extending this floor out, it's going to make the ceiling not too low, as in there's still plenty of space to walk around, but we wouldn't be able to. We'd be limited for what lighting we can have. And that's the problem with me, the aesthetics and how it looks. You know, my mind says, extend the platform out. That's the safer option, even if it means having, you know, crappy lights that are quite low to the ceiling. But my heart says yes, but wouldn't it be nice to have the lower hang-in vintage style pendant lights? I know what we should do, and I know what you guys are going to tell me. You're going to tell me to extend this platform out to make it more of a usable space. So again, what do you think? What are your thoughts? Is that 5 minutes? Oh, it is. It's been longer than 5 minutes. I better get back to work. Another task for today is to change all of these old incandescent light bulbs, or the Bernie bulbs as we call them, because they get red hot and burn your fingers off. Swap all these out with more modern, energy efficient LED bulbs. So pretty much going around the whole cottage, outside and inside, swapping out
every bulb.
every bulb for more energy efficient bulbs. So hopefully this will save us a few quid in our electricity bill as well. Especially as this light sometimes gets forgotten about and is left on all day and all night.
Who does that?
Can't think. I can hear cockerels in the background.
Sure, that's not you cackling. And that's the other task we might attack today.
The moss on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some special tools.
It's looking a bit hideous.
Well, it needs to come off because otherwise the damp sits in there and it can get damp in the roof.
So today's other task is to fell this ash tree, as unfortunately it has ash dieback, and we really don't want it to spread to the other ash trees which are close by. So you can see Adam over there, ready and eager with his chainsaw, ready to attack it.
I'm just going to do it in sections, so I'll cut a bit, and you clear it if it falls off the road. Just put it to the side, and then we'll clear it all up after.
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
is. Action man. Can't hear me with his earmuffs. Oh, the Labrador has escaped from the house. Benji, you doing the great escape again? You doing the great escape again? Looking for sticks? There's tons of sticks. Benji, as quick as we're putting the sticks in the bags, you're taking them back out. You little tinker.
Got a little seat. Just need a cup of tea now.
You want a cup of tea?
Well, that'd be nice.
Are you going to let me have a go at the chainsaw? I don't blame you for being apprehensive. I'll probably break it.
Can't break my toys.
Any good?
Well, the tree's cut. My saw's in one piece.
Adam trying out his dry stone wall skills.
I'm having a go. I've never done it before. It's just kind of like giant Jenga.
Well, at least all the parts are here. This one?
Yeah, you can go there.
And last but not least, that doesn't even look like it was the top one.
Is it? No. No. Yes, sir. It's a bit. Right.
It'll do for now.
But it's better than it was.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's gone.
It's gone.
No, it's much tidier. It's
Yeah.
safer.
Yeah.
Safer is being the main thing.
Yeah, of course.
And our neighbour will be very happy as well that we got rid of a diseased tree right next to her property as well.
Yeah. Right, let's get sorted.
Go for a cup of tea. Pardon me. Heard that. It's my whiskey.
Your whiskey?
Yeah.
What on earth is it?
It's the new firewood.
The new firewood?
Mm-hmm.
What is it, made out of whiskey barrels or something?
Made out of old whiskey barrels. So it's solid oak. Totally dry. You can really smell the whiskey on it. Apparently you'll get sort of a faint whiskey, musky smell from it when it burns.
Oh wow.
It's supposed to be like really, well, oak's hardwood, isn't it? So it's really long, hard burning.
That'll go amazing with our whiskey snug once we've done it.
Well, I'm going to trial this and see what it's like, and if it's good we'll get some more, because it's more sustainable, because it's reusing something which was already in use.
Yeah.
And it's helping support a local business as well.
Very good.
So you can come and help me shift about 5 ton of it outside.
Oh god.
Benji, you going to help?
Are you going to help, Benji?
Are you going to supervise?
That is quite cool, though.
That's the Jim Beam brand bourbon whiskey.
Oh, I can really smell the old whiskey on them. Okay, so the next task for today is we're going to jet wash this patio to spruce it up a little bit. We do have bigger plans, things that we want to do with this space, but for the time being we're just going to try and tidy it up, jet wash it, and eventually get some potted plants and things just to make it look nicer for the time being. Unfortunately, it is quite a wet day, but we're just going to push through and do our best. And the other thing we want to do today is dismantle this broken storage shed that the previous owners had left. We would have used it, but as you can see, the door has blown off in a recent storm that we had, and it just looks a bit naff anyway. So we're going to dismantle this and get shot of it, and then after that we're going to try and clean some of this moss off the roof. Adam's got a extendy thing for his tool, so hopefully we can reach that from here and get some of the moss off. Personally, I would have just left it till next year, but Adam's saying the moss holds water, and water sitting on the roof is not a good idea, so he wants this doing before the winter sets in. We'll see how that goes, eh? That was hard work. Why did that take so long?
Because it was a big job to do.
I don't think that roof's been cleaned in decades.
20 years.
Mm.
To get rid of all the moss.
It wasn't even just the moss; it was the dirt as well. There was so much.
It was just the build-up of the moss, the dirt.
There was so much earth on the.
Years.
I was like, why is there so much soil and earth on the roof? There must have been tons of the weight on that roof from all that moss and the dirt.
Especially when it's wet.
It's done now.
Oh,
Benji?
Benji's off. G. What's the matter? Up. Come on. No, he's had enough.
Please tell me that's it for outdoor stuff.
I can always find something else to do.
No, that's not what I wanted to hear. There are plenty of things indoor we need to focus on. But the weather's changing now anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, the forecast is for the weather's going to change from tonight going into tomorrow, freezing temperatures. So that was why it was a case of get up to date and get all that done.
Mm-hmm.
That's hot, Benji.
So what's the plan? Cup of tea now.
I'm doing nothing for the rest of the night.
Couple of beers and grab a takeaway and watch a movie.
Possibly.
Right. Okay. Sounds good.
Or we could have beans on toast. What a face.
Well, it's your turn to cook, so it'll either be cardboard frozen pizza,
Right,
or beans on toast.
Beans on toast it is then.
Not pizza again, Benji.
Chop some beans on toast.
You're so predictable. I can tell it'll either be pizza, frozen pizza, beans on toast, or omelette.
I could do an omelette. A nice side salad.
What do you think of that, Benji?
Benji likes omelette. I could have Toad in the whole Benji.
I don't know if I'd be bothered waiting for Toad in the Hole to cook.
You won't be bothered waiting for a takeaway to arrive then.
True. I'm just so sleepy.
Johnny, I've got a gift.
What's that?
I've got a little present from someone.
Ooh, what is it?
It is Happy Homewarming from Wendy Moffat, who's one of our followers.
Oh, how nice.
She said she was going to send something, wasn't she?
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh wow. Look at that. How cool is that?
Oh, wow.
It's handmade.
Oh, that's cool.
Rupert Blaine, ceramics and cooks for kitchens.
Oh, how lovely is that?
That's lovely. That'll go great by the fireplace.
It will, won't it? Oh.
How kind.
Oh, that is lovely.
Oh God, and there's more.
Oh my God.
Handmade and handcrafted whiskey decanter.
I like the sound of this.
It's not for dogs, Benjamin.
Not for Labradors. It isn't.
Oh, how cool is that?
Oh, wow. Oh, it matches.
Look.
What does that say? Wee dram. We do like a wee dram, don't we? Oh, that's
Cool,
amazing.
Oh, how lovely. Well, thank you very much, Wendy. That is ever so kind of you, and we'll really treasure that. We'll put that in pride of place somewhere. That can go in the dresser with the drinks cabinet.
Yeah, that'll look amazing. The little container with the matches will look amazing by the fireplace. And the little whiskey decanter will look really cool in the drinks cabinet.
That's really kind. Thank you very much, Wendy.
Oh, thanks, Wendy.
What do you think, Benji? Is it for dogs? No, it's not for dogs.
Well, it's that time again, folks. This brings us to the end of yet another week. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope you've enjoyed following us on our journey so far. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you all next week.